Good morning and a very warm welcome to you
Good
to
morning.
another session.
Morning,
Good
morning.
morning, good morning, good morning.
Good morning.
Let's start with the power of generation. Until you have to speak, please keep muted. Power of generation, remember, we have the power to generate whatever we need, whatever feeling that we require. We are feeling driven people. Feelings affect our actions. So whatever feeling you want for whatever action you want to generate anger, generate anger. You want to generate happiness, generate happiness. You want to generate peace, you can generate that also. So since we want to start our day with a lot of enthusiasm, gusto, and happiness, we will all, when I say 1, 2, 3, we will all laugh 100%. So 1, 2, 3, go. All right. So since we are feeling driven people, how do you feel now after this activity? Obviously, charged up, enthusiastic, whatever it is that you're feeling. And how about carrying this feeling throughout the day? You know, I have something very, very interesting for you to think about. Now, in a world where you and I have been experiencing being judged from our earliest um, memory, let's say, we, at some level or the other, started living a life trying to prove ourselves to others. You know, that I'm okay, I'm a good fellow, I'm your good son, you know, I am worthy. Yeah. So the question is, how much in our life we are doing because we are trying to prove ourselves? Okay. You could be trying to prove something to yourself because you have some self judgment and you want to prove that wrong. And somebody has some judgment, or you don't want to have that judgment. And what all kinds of behavior comes because of your desire to prove yourself in this world. So that's the topic for discussion. What are you doing? What kind of a person are you being when you are always trying to prove yourself? And what will become possible for you and I when we stop proving ourselves? Is any difficulty in understanding what I just said? Yeah, Tanmay, go ahead.
Sir, when I think about this question, this is what comes to my mind. And I think we've all been doing this for forever. When I'm trying to prove something to someone else, I'm not being authentic. I'm not being myself. And honestly, I'm not having a good time just pretending to be someone that I'm not.
Yeah, and think a
So,
little bit more, Tanmay. Thank you very much for sharing that.
yeah.
With who all are we doing it? You know, anybody whose approval that you're seeking, yeah, we are doing it with them also, no?
Yeah. Yeah.
So one is that you may be pretending to be something which you are not, but there are many other things that we do in order to prove ourselves. ठीक है भाई मैं बुरा नहीं हूँ. I'm a good fellow. I'm a good husband. I'm a good son. है ना? So think some more. Thank you very much for getting the ball rolling, Tanmay. Yes, Malika ji.
Sir, I am really tired to prove myself to others. I am very much tired because they are in judgmental mode. When they are in judgmental mode, well, continue to be proving ourselves is make us very tired. So I stop proving myself. I am being as I am. So if they are with me, let them with me. Otherwise, Almighty show us different way to leave us happiness. So that is what is my experience with proving to others.
Very nice. Thank you very much.
It's even my parents. That is what is the reality I faced.
It starts with parents only, no?
Yeah.
All my life, I've been trying to be the good boy that my mother wanted me to be.
Yes.
She used to say, "You're a good boy. Good boys don't get angry. No? Good boys don't fight.
Yeah.
Good boys are not violent.
Yeah.
Good boys are supposed to help others." Yes, Hasina ji.
Thank you, sir. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you for sharing, ma'am. Hasina ji, unmute yourself. You should unmute only when you have to speak.
Sorry,
Yeah.
sorry.
Thank you.
I feel when I want to prove myself all the time, I'm not happy with myself.
Yeah. Who all are you
Pretending,
doing it with?
pretending is no good. You have to be genuine. So when I'm genuine, I'm happy about it. But when I know that I'm pretending, it doesn't make me feel good.
So do you think that pretending is the only sign of that you're trying to prove yourself? When
Yeah,
you're
that is what.
only concerned about what will people think, oh, I hope they don't get angry with me and all that. That's all a sign of
Yes,
proving
all
yourself.
that goes on. Yes, all that goes on.
Beautiful. Thank you very much for sharing. Anything else you want to say, Hasina ji?
No, thank you.
Thank you. All right. Who else? So there are two aspects to it. Yes, Amisha ji. Go ahead.
Good morning, sir. Good morning,
morning.
everyone.
Morning.
Sir, since I'm seeing since 1 month, I'm just proving to be a good mom, good wife, and good, a good organizer of the house, which I don't like to be. And it is pressuring me so much. I'm pulling myself so much and doing nothing. Like nobody is happy, including me. So to prove something it's so difficult, like since my body is like just now asking now, stop it. But still, sir, it happens like that कि नहीं अभी ये घर है तो हमको करना ही है, खाना बनाना ही है. And though I'm searching for the helper, then I feel like नहीं नहीं ये सब इतना सब क्यों करना है, मैं कर सकती हूँ ना. So these are things are like hurting like anything.
Yeah. In fact,
And
you know, even when you hire a servant, you'll be thinking कि अरे वो बोलेंगे खुद क्यों नहीं कर सकती है? Why is she hiring servant?
yeah, though they tell me to like बुलाओ किसी को, but I'm not able to manage it also, sir, and it is happening very difficult for me nowadays. Like proving has become a habit and not coming out of it.
I got it. Thank you very much. And you know, when we are constantly having the need to prove ourselves, and by the way, I'll tell you, there are some people who are very good in something. Still, they are trying to prove that they are good in something. Have you met people like that? They're already very good. I mean, they may be a very good housewife, they may be already a good son, they may be already a good employee, but still, there is so much of that need to prove themselves that they come out with some real weird behavior because of that. So the question is this constant need to prove ourselves or come up to other people's expectations, get other people's approval. Okay, there are two things I want you to think about. One is, obviously, we've been doing it for a long time. Okay. Second thing is, because I want to have the approval of others, how many things I have done in my life which I did not want to do? I gave up my own hopes and desires because if I did that, then I would not come up to other people's expectations. Right? Okay, Captain Saab. Good morning to you. Nice to see you.
Good morning, sir. Good morning. Yeah, so exactly the last point what you said, sir. I have been doing this for long. In fact, I feel like I have done a lot of sacrifices. That leads to self-pitying also. Oh, I have done so much for these people. Still, they don't understand me. And then at some moment when in the heat of the argument, you tell that also. I have done all this only because of you putting that. So I thought this is only further damaging the relationship.
And
Rather
is
than
there any end to
even
it?
if, yes, sir, even if you have done something, just forget and go on. It is your choice. It is what you have chosen. Maybe you yourself are not so convicted. You didn't have so much conviction to do that, and maybe you're just taking them as an excuse, saying that because of you I didn't do, so I am like that example, that pilot thing I always tell. My wife didn't let me become a commercial pilot. Last week I told her, sorry, I have been told last 20 years I have been cursing you on that. Probably I might not have been convinced at that time when I left army. Now just for the convenience, I put it on you. It's a very wrong part of me. She understood. So I think that self-pitying and all that, because coming to EMC, I have started saying nothing. Now what I feel I do. I should be happy and make people around me happy. Don't live just because somebody else expects you to do something.
Yeah. Thank you very much for sharing it, Captain Saab.
Thank you, sir.
See, the constant need to prove yourself. See, one, you can do things just for the heck of it. I mean, just because you enjoy it, just because that's what your passion is, that's what is required in your life at that moment. The other one is I have to keep doing things only to prove myself, sometimes to myself. See, what if there was no need to prove myself to anyone, including myself? What will happen when I give up this desire to always prove myself? What will become possible? Have you ever thought about it? But before you even think about it, what has that cost you? Like Captain Saab told something very interesting. What it cost him was so many years of carrying some resentment in his mind or blame in his mind, which does not allow him to be in a state of allowance, which pushes away many things energetically also. That's his realization. I realized, in the year 2010 or something, no, was it 2009 or 10? And how did I realize that? Because something very bad was happening in my life. And I'm a firm believer that if something bad is happening or good is happening, it is there to teach you something in life. So don't resist it, embrace it, and you may find out. And then I realized when I did that, I realized, oh my God, Sukhdeepak, you have always been trying to please people, prove yourself that you're a very honest and very, if you're honest, why do you have to prove yourself? That I'm a man of integrity, that I'm a great guy, getting approval for that. And the very funny thing is that when I realized that situation went away very quickly because it had taught me what I needed to. So I gave up that desire to show what a great guy I am. If I am a great guy, why do I need to show? What's that? The need to prove yourself. Where does this fear of failure come? If I fail, it's more botheration about what people will say, right? You will not have the approval of people anymore. They'll say, oh, he's a failure. So, since we are in this reflective mode, I'd say, okay, the need to prove myself has made me be a certain type of person. It has made me behave in a certain manner. And what has it cost me in my career? What does it cost me in my relationships? What has it cost me in happiness and self-expression? What does it cost me in using my power fully in my life? Think about that for a moment. Now, Gary Douglas, the founder of Access Consciousness, says that when you can take a judgment, every time you are able to take a judgment without, getting thrown by it, you will earn $5,000. You'll become richer by $5,000. So the desire to prove ourselves, will it allow you to be open to receive, or is it closing it up? Anyway, stick to the first part. What does that cost you in your career? Now, some people, it didn't cost them. They were going on because of the need to prove of themselves. They had to do better and better and better and get a higher position. But you know what? Whatever position they might get, they still don't feel happy and satisfied. See, one is called choose more because you choose to choose more. Other one is called I have to choose more because I have to prove more. मुझे दुनिया को दिखाना है. What if there was nobody in your life and you did not have to prove anything to anyone? What will happen then?
Life will be easy for me.
Yeah, because you stopped caring other people's judgments. Your already life is easy, na, Malika ji?
Yes, yes. I face some struggle since I'm not good to everyone, but still I'm free. I feel free.
You notice there is some judgment there you have. I'm not good to everyone. Because
Yes,
somewhere
sir.
voice is saying I should be good to everyone.
No, I don't like to, because I want to be free in my life. That's what is important for me. Be
Beautiful.
free.
Beautiful.
Thank you, sir. Thank you so much. Sir, one thing I want to share here. Before marriage, I go to a lot of temple to get a good husband. So there what I prayed is I should be free as like now, even after marriage. That is the only request I kept before God and Goddess. That's the life I got, because I am free. I'm taking that freedom.
Beautiful. Thank you so much for sharing that.
Thank you, sir.
All right. What about other people? Petrivel, why don't you give each person 3 minutes to talk about it like you did yesterday? They may talk more.
Sir, it went very well. I watched a video.
Beautiful.
Everybody
Very
were pouring their heart.
Very nice. Very nice. Thank you very much for doing that. It was required. And it gave me a big boost, When I was beginning to feel disheartened, I mean, why am I doing it? Nobody seems to care. Nobody comes on time. Very few people are coming. Why am I wasting my time? All those thoughts were coming. And after yesterday, listening to people sharing, I said, why, whoever comes will get what I have to offer. So thank you very much for that. And that's where the thought came yesterday to me. What are you trying to prove by doing this? To whom you're trying to prove? Why are you upset if people are not coming? Right? How does it matter to you? Then they start coming. No, not coming means they don't like what I'm doing. Oh, they don't like what I'm doing. Okay. That is why Vetrivel is saying we should put some new structure. Because maybe the new one will be better than what we are doing now. Oh my God, we are doing something wrong. All that shit. Where is it coming from? Proving yourself. You know, I'll tell you one other example. I had started a business in partnership with some very big person with a big institute, 50-50 partnership. All right. And 2-3 years when we did that partnership, obviously it takes time. And by the time, it came to a point where I started drawing money for myself, my partner started behaving in a weird way for some reason or the other. So I got upset about that. He does not trust me. Okay. So I said, okay, I don't want to do work with him. So we split. Okay. And then the market went really bad that time. We are talking about 2006-07. Okay. And I made certain commitments which I was not able to meet, and it resulted in litigation, blah, blah, blah. Now, I went on running that business. I could have very easily closed that company. Okay. Would have no more liabilities. But I had staff, right? I was sitting in an expensive office paying 1.5 lakh in Nehru Place in Delhi. Okay. I refused to shut it down. I refused to get out of that place. I didn't have money to pay the rent. Still, I was running that place by taking personal loans and all. Why was I doing it? To prove something to myself? Or prove to others, how can I close this business? What will it look like? People say, acha, fail ho gaya. Then I had to move that. I had one floor of my house was empty that time. Children had moved out. So I started running it from there. Still putting in money from my pocket. But I wouldn't shut it down. Why? Because admitting that I failed was not acceptable to me. I was proving to myself, no matter in the toughest of conditions, Sukhdeepak doesn't give up. What am I trying to prove? To whom? At a great cost. So I ended up with the, -1 CR or more, because I had to pay my partner money for which he had put 5 bloody cases against me. And there also prove myself, nahi, bol diya to bol diya, dega paisa usko. I have Supreme Court lawyers and all. They told me, you bloody fool, why did you say that you'll give it? Even now, if you don't want to give it, don't give it. He can't do anything to you. I said, no, I have to give it. I gave it. I gave him back his money. But now I'm thinking, why did you do that? If he had invested money, you had also invested your sweat equity in that company 3 years. All this was explained to me. I wasn't listening because I was busy trying to prove myself. I'm getting it. So just because you want to prove yourself, so there are two aspects of it. One, like Hasina ji said, there is a pretense that comes because you're proving yourself that I'm a good guy or whatever. But I don't have to prove I'm a good guy because I'm already a good guy. Eh? So how many other things that we do? Pretense is just one of them. We'll agree to things that we don't want to agree to because we are trying to prove ourselves. What a good friend I am. So many other things. Always obsessed by, I hope my wife doesn't get angry. So is my wife only about doing everything just to make my wife happy? Of course, it's a good thing, and I do it as often as I can. But now I've realized, do something that makes you happy also, no? And when I started doing that, it got resonated from the other side also. Now I've started hearing, no, you don't have to do everything because I like it. You can do what you like also. I said, wow, really? Fantastic. So start thinking now. What all are you doing because you have to prove yourself? What all are you not doing because you have to prove yourself? Now, suppose you have to prove yourself to your family, I don't take any risk in my life. I'm a very stable personality, right? So you'll have business opportunities where there is obviously in any business, there is some risk involved. So you will not grab opportunities because if you do that, people might think this fellow is a crazy chap. Yeah? कुछ भी कर देता है ये तो risk taker हो गया है. All his life he was so stable, so this thing. Now what's happened to him? So what are the things you've been doing because you want to prove yourself? What are the things you are not doing because you want to prove yourself? See, sometimes you also want to prove yourself liked. When you say, oh, मुझसे नहीं होता है. Huh? What is that? You're trying to prove yourself right, na? मुझसे नहीं होता है. मेरे से नहीं नौकर संभाले जाते. I cannot hire. I cannot close. I cannot fire people. I cannot hire people. I mean, how many dramas do we have? Because of our need to prove ourselves. Okay, enough about my talking. I love to listen to 3 minutes to each person. Petrivel, please take charge.
Yes, sir. Sir, I get a very strange thing. Like it's so personal. I go talk to people and I try to be very balanced, but that's not my real nature. I'm bit of emotion. Like one day I like 8, one day I like too much of 10. I never even look back 8.
Yeah, so you've been something you don't want to be, right?
But I try to be sit in 9 and I balance 8 and 10. I act.
So actually big riddle, 8 and 10, 9 and 10. I mean, if you want, you can explain it, but it's okay.
Meaning, maybe just somebody put me in my head. I don't know. You have to be balanced. Then you are a good guy. Balance between past, future, present. Something.
That's a good one. No? Okay, anybody else? Yes, sir.
Sir, I've been always trying to prove that I'm a very good employee in the organization. I'm the perfect boss, perfect at everything. And it required me to put in a lot more effort, lot more time. I work weekends, I work late nights, sometime almost overnight, just to prove that I'm one of the best at work. And it cost me my health, my peace of mind, and time, which is actually a part of life. So it was a big price to pay for something which is very fleeting, temporary project success and appreciation for permanent damage to your health.
Okay, very good. All right, Captain Saab and then Colonel Saab. In that order.
Yeah, what Tanmay was just mentioning, I was also just wondering on that. Last week, sir, very interesting thing happened. Last week I was in Coimbatore, and last 2-3 months I wanted to meet my team members who were with me when I was CEO at Coimbatore in the college. So in fact, couple of guys were always asking, sir, when are you coming? We want to meet you and all. Finally, I said, "Chalo yaar, but let me meet them." It's been quite some time. So I told them, okay, let us meet Saturday. So he said, sir, whom all should I invite? I said, whom all kya yaar? Jo bhi hamara team mein tha, I just gave randomly 7-8 names. I just told in the morning, sir, around 10 o'clock. I said, ye sab puch lena hai. 8 people randomly, I said. And then I was pretty sure that 1 or 2 dropouts will be there. Now, okay, like morning 10 o'clock, I'm telling, evening 6:30, we are meeting. Karke. I was quite sure some people will drop out, and then, but I went there to my surprise, not even one dropped out. All 8 of them came. I was wondering, my God. In fact, then I was wondering, I had so many other people. Probably if I had told them, they would have also come. So I said, wow, this is what I have earned in my life, right? Trying to be always nice to people. And so what Tanmay just said, and then after we had a good dinner and all that, and I ended up paying some 6,000 or so. So before that morning only, I was telling my wife, we need to cut down on these expenses and made a budget amount. So I was telling her, yeah. So this one, just I thought of meeting and finally ended up paying 6,000 rupees for the dinner, right? So is it too much of indulgence or is it too much of unnecessary expenses which I'm doing? But ultimately, I was very happy that people love me so much that they all came. But this thought also came: am I doing it too much for pleasing others or such things? Thoughts also came, and today exactly you kindled that thought, and Tanmay just told the same thing. It's really crazy, but really, ultimately I was happy that people so much they love. And otherwise, how suddenly, just because a previous day my friend was telling, yes, people don't pick up my call just because I don't have job, right? And here is and here is this moment when I told everybody came. So I think it's all relative, sir.
All right, great. Thank you very much. Yes, Colonel Saab. Babuji.
Good morning, everyone. So, what it is like for me, like everybody has spoken, and the same thing resonates. Over a period of time, we are used to behaving in a particular manner, and then we think that is what we are. And though the situation warrants something else, and we need to behave differently, we feel like we need to, but we are habitual of behaving in a manner. And in terms to prove that we are like that only, we and वो विरोधाभास में रहते हैं, we are in oxymoron, and then you start feeling that कि नहीं यार ऐसा नहीं है. So I feel sir कि in a way to prove to others, we sometimes we live in contradiction to what we are. Many things.
We sure do.
Sir.
Great. Thank you very much for sharing. And how many of you keep on doing something even though you know it's futile now? Just because you want to prove something. Like, I went on running that business, there was no need. I was doing better as a one-man show. How many of you do that just to prove something to someone or yourself? Anyway. Okay, anybody else?
Me, sir.
Yes, definitely. Why not?
So this particular question, the last sentence that you uttered, my son had, thanks to Captain Sendil, my son has aced the SSB 5-day interview for Air Force officers. So he's
Fantastic.
cleared the exam. He has written the cleared the interview, and he's got stuck up in the medicals. He's been overweight by a few kgs. Few means roughly around 4 to 5 kgs. He should be around 75. He's 79. So he came back with a long face, but of course they gave it time of around 42 days for reducing it. That he'll be able to do it. So I should have allowed him to do, but I said I cannot do. So I also resorted to intermittent fasting, and I have reduced 2 kgs. There's no need for me. Just to prove that if it is, if you think it is very, very difficult, let me make it a point. Let me also reduce 4 kilos and then prove it to you. So there's no need, but
That's a different kind of proving.
yeah. So the moment you ask how many of you are doing, like the way you did, like the way you continued with your business, where there's no need for it. So thank you for making me realize it, sir. Thank you.
Thank you. All right. So looks like, people have said whatever they wanted to say. I have said what I wanted to say. So there's no need to carry on this session. And yesterday we missed the shairi of these wonderful people. So Asina ji, let's have some shairi before we say bye-bye. Please unmute yourself. Yes.
Let Babu say, because I lost my page.
Okay.
Turned over.
Babu.
I'll just take a. Yes.
Arey yaar,
Sir,
what happened?
good day, sir.
सर नहीं
आज सब एक दूसरे के पास देख रहे हैं.
Okay, so time up. अब आप ढूंढते रहो, फिर कल बोल लेना. Okay, thank you very much, and
Okay,
see you
sorry.
tomorrow for another interesting and useful, empowering morning conversation. Bye-bye. God bless.
Bye. Thank you.
Thank
God
you.
bless everyone.
Bye.
Arey, what happened?